Hi, I'm Claire Whitner, the Director of Curatorial Affairs and the James A. Wallou Curator of European Art, and I'm excited to welcome you to 20th-Century Nudes from Tate. We are so excited to have this world-class collection here at the Worcester Art Museum, which gives our own collection of extraordinary nudes greater context in the 20th century. And we have the discreet pleasure of having masterpieces like this Lucian Freud in our building until March.
My name is Andrea Schlieke. I'm Director of Exhibitions and Displays at Tate Britain.
I'm Ted MacDonald-Toone. I'm Senior Project Curator in the International Partnerships Department at Tate.
Tate Gallery was founded in 1897, so just 1 year before Wham, by Henry Tate, the sugar magnate of Tate and Lyle, who also laid the foundations of the collection. The collection now comprises over 70,000 works.
And Tate also works extensively internationally in collaboration with our peers, including today at Wham, where we're delighted to be opening 20th Century Nudes, which brings 28 amazing works from our collection, works by both British artists and international artists, and creates a very special, distilled, quite intense exhibition that's on show here in Worcester.
The Bath by Pierre Bernar is one of my favorite paintings in this exhibition. Bonnard rose to prominence in the late 19th century among the Nabis, one of the post-impressionist art movements, where they were really looking at sort of color and texture in paint. But also, it carries with it this interest in the specific moment, in the immediacy, and thinking about light effects. But what I really love about this painting is that the model was Pierre Bonnard's wife, Marthe. And Marthe suffered from a tubercular condition, and one of the treatments for this was she was meant to take baths regularly. And what feels really modern about this painting to me is that he makes no attempt to idealize the nude in this painting. And something I feel when I look at it is this visceral sense of being in a bathtub that is not long enough, with your neck sort of bent forward in an uncomfortable position, that this is not in any way a grandiose or grand posture. But I think what is so touching for me is that you see an artist sort of looking lovingly at his wife, that there's something beautiful about a painting of this woman who is still kind of bent up and hunched in this very small bathtub. And there's something very real about that that feels unique to the 20th century.
So this amazing oil on canvas painting is called Paul Rosano Reclining, and it's by Sylvia Sleigh, who painted it in the early months of 1974 in New York City. Sylvia Sleigh told Paul Rosano, who was a friend of hers and was and still is a musician, that she wanted to take the fig leaf off, as it were. So in painting Paul Rosano in all of his kind of naked glory, if you like, she's really inverting the idea that cuts right through the history of the nude in art, of the male artist looking at the female body, the female naked body. And she's really mirroring that to turn it upside down. She's not afraid to show him vulnerable, and she's also not afraid to depict him as beautiful. And she's doing that in I would almost say, joyful way in this painting.
I'm particularly fascinated by this painting and by the artist Vanessa Bell, because she was part of an extraordinarily important group called the Bloomsbury Group. The Bloomsbury Group was founded in the early part of the 20th century and were revolutionary. They really went against current norms of society in terms of sexuality, in terms of ways of life, in terms of art. They were very influenced by the post-impressionists, and Vanessa Bell was particularly influenced by the work of Degas and Matisse. And you can see that in her use of color. The way she painted this nude, I think, is extraordinary. And when you compare it to a lot of male nudes that so much deal with the male gaze and a sexualized female body, this is a very different rendition. It feels that this is a body that rests in itself, that is empowered. The gaze is not at the viewer, but inward. And there is a huge sense of tranquility here. It's a very mysterious painting full of extraordinary brushwork And you can still see the lines of her design in dark lines here and how she corrected herself. It is intimate, it is tender, it is immensely powerful.
We at Tate are really delighted to have been able to work so closely with Worcester Art Museum to present the exhibition.
And we hope many of you will find the theme really compelling, as we do. The exhibition is open until the 9th of March.